Okay, Treena, it is episode number 1. What are we doing here, my friend? We are officially out. This is the first podcast of a long series of podcasts. And before you put any more podcasts out, people should probably know who you are and why you're doing this, right?
I'm Treena Ennis. I am a life fun expert. I help people and organizations all over the world prioritize fun in their lives and their workplaces to improve their overall health, wellness, spirit, and vibrancy in life.
Why now for the podcast? What's going on? It's November 18th that we're recording this, 2024. Right? I'm down here in Florida. You're up there in Canada. Why now?
Okay, so why now? So health and wellness. Every single day we wake up and we're on a quest to find out how we can put a zip in our step, how we can live this day with purpose, how we can make a difference, how we can have more get up and go, more energy, how we can have better performance, how we can have clarity, how we can have resiliency. Why now? Because this is a podcast that's going to talk about how living lively with a life full of fun, laughter, and play is a tactic and a tool to living your best life. It improves your wellness to prioritize fun in your life, and the world needs to hear it. The world needs to understand there's a low-hanging fruit here that you can grab, and you don't need a bunch of money, and you don't need a system or a tangible tools. You can do this. You can make small steps to add more laughter, fun, and vibrancy into your life.
Yeah. You know, when you frame it from that perspective, I hear that there's a lot at stake, right? There's a lot at stake. Our mental health, our well-being, our quality of life. And yet, when we use the word fun, it feels like so many people dismiss that. Is that something that you've seen, like being around folks, or?
Yes, I've researched it. I've researched the why, the why people are not prioritizing fun. Why are they thinking it's just for kids? Why are they thinking it's frivolous? Why do we have to feel grown-ups can't go outside and play? And find our fun, or not be responsible today on a Saturday play day, or hang out with our friends for a play date. We have been raised, many of us have been raised to be responsible, grow up, don't be frivolous. As my mother says, stop gallivanting and cook your family dinner tonight. Clean your house. And that's a culture where many of us have raised. And when is the last time that someone told you to go outside and play? Just go get some fresh air. Go outside and play. Yeah. Who tells adults that? Play for us is as instrumental as it is to children to living our life and filling our cup and being able to have a spark in our day. Yeah.
Even animals have play behaviors. Like it's built into other animals and community. Why not us?
Yes.
When I hear you talking about this, and I'm all about the research, homie. During
Yes, I've done some science research for you.
I've been sciencing, right? But I do, I feel the same thing. Oh, maybe I need to get more serious about this or that and not consider fun. But the stakes are really high here. I'm not sure if we've been able to talk about this book by Bronnie Ware, who went and talked about the 5 regrets of the dying. And one of the regrets, essentially, this is what she was. She was an end-stage a nurse who saw people passing on a daily basis. And what she went and said in her book was that it was almost predictable that while they were on the way out of this world, this life, one of the biggest things that they would always talk about is, I wish I could have spent more time having fun, doing the things that I wanted to do. And this is the reason why I don't mind being the man of color. I mean, the color man in this podcast. because I don't want that. I
Mm-hmm.
want to
Mm-hmm.
engage in the here and the now, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And let's go into this whole idea of fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fun experiment, cracking the fun code. You have it 2 times in this podcast. How do you go and define fun?
Well, fun is defined by you. And that's another piece of why now
Yeah.
is, we are plummeted with social media and the
Yeah.
scroll and the rabbit holes and the wasteless time of looking at how everybody's living their life and how it looks so perfect and how they look like they're having fun. But what's your fun? Defining your fun. So spending that time reflecting, understanding what fills your cup. And there's a lot of guilt with that. Like I might look like I'm living my best life. I've got a nice car. I've got a nice home. I'm going to concerts. I'm going to sporting events. I'm going to perhaps parties. But maybe that's not my fun. And if I did some reflection and some testing, I might actually find out that's my anti-fun. But the guilt that goes with that
I
is
should be
very
adulting.
real.
We need to be adulting, right?
And your fun is different than my fun. And your fun changes over time. You may identify your top 3 fun today, but that may change in 5 years. So you really have to learn how to be in tune with that, adapt with that, use your body to tell you what's your fun, be able to identify that. And again, the anti-fun, knowing your anti-fun is important to knowing your fun.
Give me an example of things that you've seen where folks are engaging in anti-fun and maybe the ways that they've searched for fun or maybe suppressed things that are fun, right?
Yeah. So I love this example of a friend who she's striving for fun and she's got a big career and she uses her weekends to clean her house because that has been embedded in her. And as a responsibility on the weekends, on your time off, you clean your house. And there's no reason for her to clean her house. And that's not fun. Of course, I mean, some people, I guess, could find fun in cleaning, but that is her anti-fun. So when her work week starts again on a Monday with her big career, weekend comes, it's rinse, repeat, and she's stuck in the cycle. And that's an anti-fun for her. And that her cup is not full. It is not full. And it's also building, there's a lot of research done about creating a fun habit in your day. And for this person, I would say she needs to create a fun habit on her weekend, and then we can move to a daily. But that's an example. Or again, if you're an introvert and you're doing extrovert, or if you're an extrovert doing introvert, that can be draining.
Oh, so much. Yeah.
So again, knowing, do you like the crowds? Do you not like the crowds? Maybe you're a water person and you're spending a lot of time perhaps hiking in the trees and you're not near water, and that could maybe work against you. Perhaps it could be trying something new. Maybe you haven't tried something new for a long time, but again, you haven't allowed yourself to have that experience of awe and wonder and the body tingles and the butterflies. And that could be someone's anti-fun too. I don't want to try anything new. I don't stop putting me in the space of trying something new because that is my anti-fun.
Wait, body tingles are anti-fun? I feel like that is like, you get your head out of the...
Yeah, I didn't say anything. That was you.
Yeah, and then like I see like anyone who's watching this right now, she goes and takes like this huge lean back laugh, like that is the laugh of someone with their mind in the gutter.
Really?
Okay, if you're saying that things like, everyone has their own sort of fun this sort of fun formula. What are people going to get if they are listening to this show more than this episode?
Well, this podcast is about asking some curious questions to communities, to cultures, to leaders, to generations, to professions, and understanding how people all across the world are living lively. How are they prioritizing fun? What happens when they prioritize fun? What can they achieve? What happens when they don't prioritize fun? What are those consequences? So we can take learnings from people all over the world and we can make them our own. And this podcast is going to have some tough questions. It's going to have some crunchy questions. It's going to talk about body tingles. We are.
Do you want me to go and find like some sort of
body tingle
sound effect?
Bell?
Every time someone says body tingle,
I'll be talking a lot about body tingles.
This podcast has turned into a wacky morning show.
This is G-rated. I don't know what you're talking about. And this is important. We need to learn from the world. Part of my living lively and my body tingles, ding ding ding, is traveling the world. And I love meeting the people and understanding what gets them lively. And it is different from all over the world. I've been to Thailand, the land of smiles, all the way to Scandinavia, to England, to Colombia, to the Amazon, all over the place, and everybody lives lively in a very unique way, and there's so much to learn from each other. It will blow your mind.
I'm so excited about that. And part of the reason why I signed on is more than you twisting my arm was actually I want to be here, y'all. The fact that I get to be a fly on the wall, to hear how other people like engage around fun or what their formula might be, if I can spot it, then it means that I got it, right? If I wasn't really thinking about things in terms of my own fun formula, I can see how other people are deriving their fun, and I can go and experiment with that, you know? And I'm so excited about this. I want to talk to you about why you. Why are you the one that's hosting this? Yeah, and I wonder about your origin story. Was it always like this with you? Were you always wanting to be, someone who was engaging in their lively?
So why me? Well, my story goes, I was raised in a small town and had a beautiful traditional upbringing, and was raised in one of those go outside and when it gets dark, come home and go play. My parents carried all the responsibility and let me be a kid, and I had stability, which I know that's a blessing to even to the day my mom passed away, we still had our family home, and I still had my same bedroom and the same bed I slept in for 40 years, and the same neighbors, and the same peach tree out my window, and my best friend who lived across the alley that I could yell at to go
oh my gosh,
come hang out, watch TV, or come play. And it was a beautiful.
Do you stay in touch with that person?
Absolutely. Yes.
And this person's coming on the show.
Us. She's got some lively. She's got some lively.
Love it.
And so when I left the small town, I always knew I was a city girl at heart, and I moved to the city as soon as I could get myself into school and to university. When I had having this life where now in the city and learning, to me it was learning this culture now that I was impressed with. And again, coming from a small town and meeting people from all over the world in the city and learning, and I just opened up my mind to what could be. And then I started some travels, and I think at the age of 40, it was the first time I traveled with a backpack. And because all I knew from there was like a rolling suitcase and a hotel. And once I threw that backpack on, this was another opening up of world to me, of traveling to countries where I started to travel through villages and cycle and hike through the mountains to get there, and off the beaten path and remote. And the more the remote, the better, because to me that's where I really find the culture and how the people live, and the cultures and the people in those countries embracing for me to come in and learn from them, again, has just been eye-opening. And as I reached the age of 50, I had a bucket list. I'm a big bucket list item person. I wanted to write a book. And at this time, I had 2 kids that were close to empty nesting. And I thought, well, I better write a book, but before I get hit by a bus, make sure they're bestowed wisdom by their mother.
Ronnie, where are you listening? A fun person thinking about getting hit by
Yeah,
a bus.
it's true. Absolutely true. It's like the lady talked about her deathbed, right? Like,
Yeah.
I want to make sure my kids know how to have fun and how to live their best lives and not get taken down by the system of life.
Completely.
And so I wrote this book and, of course, had a big yacht party and 150 of my friends, and we danced, to AC/DC all night long.
Oh my gosh.
And then I
Talk
hit the
about a book launch.
Oh, it was a book launch, and all my friends and family said it was the best book ever. And the next day, I hit the button to put it on Amazon, and I didn't know how the world would take this book, but really, my bucket list was really the intent was putting this out for myself and for my kids. And as the book got released to the world, and strangers were reading it, they were reaching out to me and asking me how I live this life, and I'm like, well, what life? I'm just like a regular Joe Schmo, and they're like, well, how do you live this life with such vibrancy and adventure and resiliency and play and laughter? And that was my defining moment of maybe I've got something here to share with the world.
Yeah.
Could I help people find their get up and go and their zest? And I did a lot of reflection on why I'm that way. And the why has come because I have made such space in my life for that fun and the play and understanding it and reflecting on what gets me amped up, what puts a fire in my belly. And I continually do that. And I had a lot of tools in my toolkit that I had learned that I can share out to the world. So that's why me. So this is my next legacy. If I can help the world create a fun movement and we prioritize fun in our life as a must-have and not a nice-to-have, I can be on that deathbed and smile as I go to sleep.
We met around your book, Mind Doodles, and we created a podcast episode together. And one of the things that I remember like saying to myself was, is this person serious? Like, there's got to be these moments where behind the scenes she's judging me and she's not happy or she's bypassing certain things, right? What you see is what you get. And that's part of what I really, really like. And I come from not only a background of neuroscience and public health, but I also come from a background of positive psychology. So when we met, it was almost like a case study in terms of, is this woman for real?
Yeah, you didn't believe me.
Yeah, and part of my projecting, which I feel like it was me projecting, was that I came into this space when it comes to happiness, fun, play, positive psychology, from the standpoint of, for a big part of my life, I was not happy. I was not happy, you know what I mean? And then at some point I did come across Bronnie Ware's book, and then I got to meet folks like you and realize, no, this is something that is more than a nice to have. This is a must have in terms of me surrounding myself with people and things and podcasts that can boost me up. I wouldn't say that it makes me feel less alone, but maybe in a world that used to look like hostility for me, it's a world that is hospitable to me, where it is great to walk around and feel connected to folks. And that's the big reason why, I've been doing these things, not only positive psychology, but making a distinguishment to go forward with doing things that are fun for me, And we did talk for a long period of time about fun and happiness. Why do you make a distinguishment between fun and happiness?
Well, happiness, that's a big bubble. It's a big bubble. I could be having fun, but perhaps I'm still not happy.
Ooh.
Absolutely. And that's back to, am I having the right fun? Am I doing your fun, not my fun? Is there things happening around me? The thing about fun, it's not only good to your spirit, your get up and go and your zest and your being amped up for life, but it's also good for when the tough stuff comes. It's good for, when you have to experience someone's death, or when you have, a career challenge, or when you have friendship, relationship challenges, because your cup is full from fun. it helps you get through some of those tough, dark times because you have that fun cup full that you can lean into. And again, you may not be happy because there's some really sour, sad stuff happening around you, but that fun's given you the headspace to deal with it.
Have you had an experience in your life where you were engaging in fun but not necessarily happy?
Oh, absolutely. I know I present myself as this Pollyanna, half glass full and rose-colored glasses or rose-colored headphones. But absolutely, I've lost both my parents. I have lost friends at an early age. I've, been almost fired a few times for being too spicy. I mean, there's lots of things in my life I've dealt with, and I've not been happy. And, I think I reflect, my mom was passing away from cancer and in her last months of life, and we brought her to live with us. And during that very dark time of saying goodbye to your mom and watching somebody in pain suffer and wither away, basically, we laughed a lot. I mean, she was high as a kite half the time and on her drugs, and we laughed with so many belly laughs. And even one of my mom's wishes was she wanted to smoke marijuana. My mom grew up in a 1950s housewife. I call her like a prude. And she, before I die, I'd like to see what this marijuana is all about.
I want to smoke the drugs.
I want to smoke the weed. We had, basically, her funeral, we had a marijuana, we had call it a pot party. Come say goodbye to Margaret, we'll have a pot party. And she was she couldn't move at that point. She was bound into a chair. And so we had a house full of people, sat in a circle around her, passed a big joint to all of her friends, neighbors, and my friends. And we all got high with Bubba.
Did she get lit? Did she get lit?
She got lit. And this was, talk about laughter. Completely. Her friends were like thinking my house was like rocking, and they were like in sock feet pretending they were roller skating around the house, and they were getting lost in my house. It's not that big. And so this was like the Wild West of like senior citizens in my house.
Was mom like, I should have done this more often?
I don't think so. I think she was like, whoa, what's going on here? But it was, that talk about like a dark time where you can use laughter and fun to get you through. And those are memories that we all will have forever.
My gosh.
And my kids even got her like a big gold medallion with a spinning pot leaf, like a bling bling, and a hat that she was wearing like backwards. And
oh my god.
Yeah, so they had her all decked out like a drug dealer, and it was and that's not my mom, but it was so fun. It was so fun.
That is a TEDx talk I would go to.
Giving your mom a pot party for her funeral.
Completely.
And I remember calling the doctor, sorry, one last part, because my mom had lung cancer. And I said, my mom wants to smoke like this pot. And I said, is that going to like collapse her lungs? Like she got like 5% of her lung left. And he's like, at this point, give the lady as much pot as she wants.
Your doc would probably go there and smoke with you guys.
Yeah.
It wasn't the age of gummies, my friend. It wasn't the age of gummies. So for the listener, right? If you the listener, has stuck with us this far, you're getting a good feel for what Treena's all about when it comes to this fun podcast. Treena, who is this for and who is this not for?
This is for, people, first of all, people who want to learn. People are open to learning from each other, from people all over the world. It is somebody who is feeling a little a little blah, who want to find ways to elevate out of that. It's for people who want to try some tools, some tactics. I'll leave everybody with a strategy each podcast, something to try. Again, you're going to learn from very interesting people from all over the world, all walks of life. And if you're really seeking to put that spring back in your step or find your mojo that you might have lost because, hey, life tends to get rid of it somehow. I don't know how that happens. But if you're trying to find it back, this is the podcast for you.
Yeah. I know you're going to do this with your guests, each episode, you're going to be able to interview folks when it comes to finding their fun formula, right? So before we do that, the listeners want to know, what is your fun formula? Obviously travel. Obviously,
Oh yes, yes.
obviously,
It's meeting people of the world. Like, and again, it doesn't even like, hey, if you run into me at the grocery store and you ask me a question,
hey, I heard you deal pot.
yeah, I heard your mom's a drug dealer.
I heard your mom's a drug dealer.
I heard you throw great pop parties. It's meeting people of the world. It doesn't even have to be traveling. It could be anywhere I am. I just love you. I love getting to know you. I want to know who you are. I want to know what makes you tick. I want to know what your formula, what your magic, your secret sauce is, and I want to hear all about it. I am curious about people. That's how I learn. That's my fun formula. I try really hard to stay at home and not do anything for my husband, who doesn't want me to ever spend any money, and I can't last very long.
Do not put me in the middle of this. Can we bring him in to talk about his fun formula?
Oh, his fun formula is staying home and not spending money.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. I want to ask about this too. When was the last time? Because you're having fun all the time, right?
All the time. Yeah.
When was the last time? You don't need to go over the edge, but where you almost peed in your pants from fun?
Saturday night. My son and I went on a date. He's in university, and I don't get to see him as often, so we had a date night. And he loves comedy, and there was a comedy show in our community. There's 5 different acts, and I peed my pants 6 times. Peed my pants.
Did he have any men of color jokes there?
Here's the thing, it was actually very clean and it wasn't raunchy.
That's no fun.
Well, that's why I thought he's not gonna like it, but he howled, I howled. It was fantastic. Comedy that was belly laughs and pant peeing crazy.
Pant peeing.
Pant peeing. And work, fun at work is instrumental to me. I always build a culture of fun at work, and I just love starting a meeting with some fun.
Yeah.
Love to ensure we're laughing, we're playing at work to increase our creativity and our connection with each other. So even today, working with my team, and we just laugh and laugh.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah.
And I really think that we've come kind of full circle when it comes to people thinking that fun is frivolous, right?
Yeah.
There's so much authenticity, sincerity. There is so much seriousness that we can take when we're engaging in fun, And with that said, my friend.
Yes.
Congratulations. This is your first episode. What are you most looking forward to in the next few episodes that we're going to be putting out? And I'm going to ride with you. I'm your sidekick. I'm going to be riding with you throughout this whole journey.
Sidekick. We'll take you from a color man to a sidekick.
I'm a colored man in the sidekick to a sidekick.
Well, maybe the listeners will help us name you. That would be fantastic.
I love it. I love it.
So my fire in the belly is meeting people of the world. I cannot wait to meet you. I cannot wait to meet the people we talk to. I don't know who they are yet. I know some, and so far, everybody I've reached out to is so excited about being interviewed. They've all said yes. I know. So, for those of you who don't know Mark Cordon is a big proponent of the Joy Revolution, and his legacy is about supporting the people of the world that want to do good, that want to create a social impact in their work. So, Mark has been my coach, I don't know, two years now.
Has it been 2 years?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. And we've been flushing through, he's been helping flush through the fun concept and how to reach the world in the fun movement, which is big stuff. Creating a worldwide fun movement.
Yep.
That's a big thing.
Completely.
And Mark's been providing the clarity. And
it is, and it's going to be so delicious. I want to give props to...
thick and creamy.
Exactly. Just like me. Thick and creamy. I got to be careful. Yeah, I got to be careful with this shirt because it's old and the buttons open up really quickly. Unless you think, subscribe. subscribe.
Strip show.
You want
That'll cost extra. That's your extra
right.
extra.
That's how we monetize.
$9.99 a month to see Mark's chest. I've not seen his chest.
Have no shame. No shame
Whoa.
at all.
Is it hairy or
Is it hairy? Oh my God.
what kind of chest are we talking here? The listeners want to
You're
know.
You're just gonna have to like, subscribe, and create.
It's
make
like
a comment.
it's a tease. It's like a hook. It's a hook.
All right.
Whoa.
All right. All right.
Close your eyes.
Put the kids to bed. This is the adult show now.
10 p.m. My doodles.
I'm so privileged to go on this ride with you, my friend. I know that just by being around you and the guests, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be happier. Some of the things that, to live life with that kind of freedom through, curiosity, the freedom of not being afraid to make mistakes or talk to a stranger, all of these things I can't wait to take shape. And hopefully, as we're doing our banter, maybe a person like the listener, you might pick up something or two just from Treena and I just having a good time. So
Yeah. Should I tell you why I'm excited?
yeah.
Okay. So the 4 episodes, let me just rename them for you.
Okay.
Impact and play. Can women who are changing the world find time for fun? Episode number 1. Episode number 2, the doctor's prescription. More fun, less stress. Episode 3, colorful Columbia. Vibrancy that outshines the past. Episode 4, Scandinavia keeps crushing the world happiness report. All 4 of those episodes, every single person who I invited to be interviewed said
4 for 4.
yes.
Amazing. That's fantastic.
And it's not just one person per interview, it's 2 to 3 people per interview.
What?
Yes.
Dude.
Yes. People are like, this is awesome. The world needs this podcast.
Okay. I love it.
That's why I'm extra amped, double amped, triple amped, quadruple amped up.
All right. Let's start with this.
Yeah.
My friend Treena, next episode, you are going to lead this, but we did need to talk about your fun formula, my friend. And with that said, congratulations, Treena. Chipping away.
Thank you.
She's walking through that New York snow.